Hi guys! Today I want to talk about something that I'm sure many of you guys are looking for, reaching, or trying to be happy all the time, or at least you might have thought about it someday in your life. So as people say, as people talk, happiness is a process. You cannot be happy all the time. You cannot be happy every single moment, every single day, right? So people say that, and we might know it already. Happiness is just a state of mind, and it's just for some few moments, okay? Right. So if you think that way, you will know that happiness is not a place, a spot that you reach and you go and into a day that you find that place. Happiness is a process. It's a state of living, state of mind. It's just it's a feeling that sometimes you have that, right? Okay, so happiness is not something you can get it all the time. However, it's something that people reach it all the time, okay? So if happiness is not a place that you need to go or reach, happiness is a state of being, is a state of mind. So that means that me, you, or everybody that is watching me at this right moment, you can already be happy. If you want it, you can be happy right now. But how can you be happy? And how do you practice the happiness all the time? So let's say if you have two people living the same situation at the same time, at the same place, one of them can be happy and the other one can be unhappy. So how come? How people can live the same situation, sometimes a worse situation than yours, and they can be happy and you cannot be happy. So there is something inside of you, or there is the way you see the world, or the way you feel things that are different than the other people. So what I'm here to tell you is to teach you, or to talk about how to feel that energy, how to feel those moments of happiness, because it's up to you. I mean, if you want to be happy, you can be right now. There is no place you can reach and find like the pretty happiness around you. It's a state that you can choose to be right now. Okay, so if you talk about this state of being, this state of mind, you might think that most of our time is at work. Most of our day, most of the time you spend, it's at your job. It's at the work or companies or around people that are working. So if most of our time is working and you trying to be happy, so that means that the way you work and the way you see the work, it's really, really related to your happiness, okay? So what I'm here to tell you is to give you some advice where you can practice happiness. And it can be like right now, it can be at your work, it can be tomorrow, it can be like where you stay the most of your time, okay? So the first thing you have to think about it in order to be happy is to think about giving. So let's say that's the first thing I want to tell you. So let's say you are working, but you have to focus. It's in what you're giving and not in what you're receiving. And most of people actually think about if they're going to be promoted, how much they're going to earn from that work, or if people will realize they're good as they are. So people are concerned about what the others will think about him, and people are concerned about what they will get return from that job, or what are the results. They always thinking about what they will receive, but they're not thinking about what they're giving. So one thing, if you want to be happy right now, is think about what you're giving, thinking about the work itself, focus in what you are doing. So people all the time I think about other things, like you can be ambitious, you can focus in one goal, and you can focus in being like a manager or a director of something, but just think about that once a month, think about that once a year, but on your daily basis, focus in what you're giving, focus at your work. And people don't do that. It's so obvious, but people keep thinking about, wow, what my boss will think about. Is this work it's good, or this work is like average? So people don't think about the work itself. So think about what you're doing. The second step is to look around. Guys, when you're doing your work, you get so busy and so worried about that work that you don't stop it. So give you some breaks along your day and look around. For example, go at the window and see how the weather is. Get in touch with the nature, just like from like 5 minutes, 3 minutes. Just look around at the people that you're working with. Sometimes maybe the guy that is sitting next to you, that guy needs a little bit of a talk, and then you look around you and there are some sad faces. They just want to smile sometimes. So just look around those people, see how they are, what if they're happy, if they sad. Just look into their eyes. You don't do that in your daily basis. You normally do your work. You have to focus on your work, right? As I said previously, but don't do that like without breaks. Do some little breaks in the middle of your work and see around, see people, see the environment, look at your table, see if everything's organized, see if there is, I don't know, someone that needs our help. Look into those people's eyes and check the environment. The Asian people think that this is the awakening meditation. So the awakening meditation is to actually look around and see the beauty around you. And when you're working, you kind of forget of those things. You are so focused on your work that you forget all the things around. There are some signs around you, like the nature give you signs. Sometimes when you have some breaks, you became more creative. When you give your breaks, you can think about that problem that you're doing in a different way. So those breaks, like when you look around, you are kind of meditating. So I myself do the silence meditation every day, but that's different than the awaken meditation. So that second tip that I'm giving to you, it's very related to the awaken meditation. So try to focus on breaks along your day. Okay, so that's the second tip. And the third tip is like the best one. I really wanted to put an emphasis on this third tip because it's kind of the magic thing about all. The third tip is don't hurry. Like be patient with your delivery. So let's say that's interesting because at work you have deadlines. You need to deliver your job in a certain time. And you need to tell your boss, tell other areas that you get that done. But the thing is, the more you focus on the timing basis, the less you get that done. Does it make sense? Because you're so focused on the timing thing, that you're not focused on the work itself. So don't hurry. If you think that what I'm saying is just crazy, let's think about one time in your life that you are really, really happy. So just go back in your past experiences and think about a situation that you became like really, really happy, like the happiest time in your life. Then ask yourself if on that time you are in a hurry. You're probably not. So the happiness is kind of the opposite of the hurry feeling. So the hurry, it's kind of your enemy at work. And if you're searching for happiness, it's the opposite of happiness. You can search that for experience that you already had, and you will realize that all those happy experiences are not related to hurry at all. So when you are focused on doing your work and you have breakings along the day, you focus on what you're giving, you kind of do the same thing as you're doing right now, but with a different mind state. You're doing with a different feeling. So you're open because you focus on giving, you're doing your work, and then you look around the signs of the nature, and then you're happy. If, like, let's say, okay, people talk about happiness, but people don't teach you how to be happy, right? It's something that the people presume that you must be happy and that's it. but we don't learn how to do it. So just try to practice those 3 steps of happiness at your work, like every day, and tell me how you're gonna feel. And actually people tells you to do the opposite, to get things done on time, to work hard. You have to do those things, but just with a different mindset, just with a different state of mind, state of being, state of feeling. Okay? So you have to enjoy your day, right? And you cannot enjoy your day just worrying too much about things. So I think I said everything I wanted to tell you right now. So try to do those 3 steps. I'm going to repeat that to you. Focus on what you're giving and not in what you're receiving. Okay? And that first one, I forgot to tell you, the Asians say all the time that all types of services are divine. All types of service are divine. So that means that if your work is like stupid and you hate it, doesn't really matter. Just focus on what you're doing because it is divine. All types of services are divine. You just don't realize it. So first, focus on what you're giving and not what you're receiving. Look around. Look around. Give you some breaks and look around. And third one, don't hurry. Right? So those are the 3 steps you can practice all the time, especially at work. And then what I want to tell you that please share this live and tell people as much as you can to follow those 3 steps, or tell them to see everything that they're doing at the moment, but with the different eyes. Spread this message around. The more happy people we have around it, the less problems we'll get. So let's talk about happiness more. Let's talk about how to be happy, how to break those rules that people are telling you all the time, right? So what I'm telling you right now is to spread that word, to share this life and tell other people to be happy and tell them how to do it. Because people don't tell us how to do it and we don't know, right? We keep working and talking and doing all the things, but we don't know how to be happy, and that's what really matters, right?